I went to a detox in Culver City. I got out 2 days ago, and I'm trying to get into a residential program. I'm in the middle of, I had 8 months sober. I relapsed back in December, and I've been trying to come back. And right now I'm like withdrawing kind of from Suboxone, and I'm taking Lyrica to help with the fentanyl withdrawal. It's been about 2.5 weeks. So I'm hoping to get into a residential program and do like 2-3 months there and just settle out.
How many times have you been through rehab?
More than anyone I've ever met. That's like twice my age too.
I think the record I've heard is like 36 or something like that.
Like, I wouldn't count to that number, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't believe them if they said a number that exact, you know what I mean? But half 50 to 100, like 50 to 75 places, but like some of them multiple.
Like clearly it doesn't work. It doesn't work for you.
Those don't, because it's like structure and, I have ideas and I want to go do my shit, My addiction is, like they say, cunning, baffling, and powerful. Like, it's killed most of my friends, and I'm very aware of what it does and how it affects me and like people in my life. And, I relapsed on an opiate, kratom. It hit the opiate receptors, and then, the next day I'm doing Fetty and getting Narcan back to life. And, I'm like dating this girl, and she's never met somebody like me, like never seen anyone like in addiction, and it scared the shit out of her. And I built, I snapped back fast, and I built, some cool shit in that 8 months and managed to fuck it all up. Can I cuss?
You can swear all you like.
Fuck it all up in a 2-month period. I just parked my car by a bunch of other dented cars. But
do you think you have something that just makes you want to self-destruct?
I think that I have mental illness that is like catapulted the addiction, Yeah,
I think they're always combined, or not always, but most of the time there is a combination of mental illness and the drug addiction comes in, and then that becomes a problem.
Right.
And the drugs look like the problem on the surface, but if you really got to the core of it,
it's the solution. It's a really bad one, but it's the solution for a deeper problem that
exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's
trying
exactly
to
right.
mend, and like you could be biting your nails, or like overeating, or like gambling, compulsion, like food addiction, sex. It's
a solution.
Yeah.
but it causes its own problem.
Yeah. So the longest I've had sober is 3 years.
You've had 3 years.
I have. I was a drug counselor. Did the steps.
How were those 3 years for you?
It was great, man. And I stopped like sponsoring people, and it was COVID, and I'm a musician as well, and had to cancel a bunch of shows of mine, and started hanging out with like regular people, and I started thinking I was like regular, and threw all that away, and I went on a sick 2-year run, like almost 3-year run. I had relapsed in 2021, and then went till May 5th, 2024, and relapsed December 2024. Is that right? The dates?
That would be just a few months ago.
Yeah. So I'm usually like 10 more pounds.
What's your drug now? Fentanyl?
It's turned into fentanyl.
Yeah.
But it was heroin. I prefer heroin, but
everyone prefers heroin, but for some reason no one's selling heroin anymore.
I have this creak in my neck, dude. I'm so sorry.
That's from sleeping in your car?
I slept in my car last night. I chose to, though. Like, I could have gone to my boy's house, who's like a tweaker, and I want to get into a treatment center, man. I know what it does. I got really, really, I don't want to say suicidal, but like the ideation got very strong this time around. Like, I'd get high and like wouldn't care. Like this, like I don't wake up from this, fuck it, hit my head. Like, and it's crazy how I can go from liking life a lot in that 3 years, you know, to feeling so down and like feeling like I'm so alone, and everyone is like low key mad at you, and like, you know what I mean? It's so powerful, man, the disease of addiction.
What's your relationship like with your family now?
I love my family. My mom's like my best friend. She's like, Al-Anon, you know? So she's been there through everything with me, like visited me in jail. When I was 21, I had a kidney failure overdose, and I was in a coma for 4 days. I was running around the Tenderloin in San Francisco, and I'd drive up and down, like selling heroin and pounds of weed from Humboldt, you know, all up and down the West Coast, like all 3 states. And that happened, and it's like I never realized till a few years ago how destructive it's been to them too. You know, me on Thanksgiving, like nodding out in my turkey, like. You know what I mean? So.
Super hard on families.
Yeah. Recently, it's been this girl I've been seeing, and she's amazing, man. Like, she's good for me. But right now, I'm a different person, you know? And I'm gonna get back to, like, that person that she had, met, and even better, like, tenfold. And finally put this shit behind me, you know? You guys have probably seen Ryan's interview. Ryan was my best friend, really, like, but one of them for years died May 2nd, 2022. Ryan Leone, yeah. His documentary is out on Amazon Prime right now. It's called A Tortured Mind, The Reality of Post-Incarceration Syndrome. I'm in it as well. Or you go to prison, you know? That's the life. That's like, I grew up in LA in the 90s, you know? It's like, people are like, how could you get into something so like deep? And it was like just right there, like everywhere in front of me, dude, from 8th grade on, you know? Like,
how'd you get started?
I actually watched Leonardo DiCaprio in Basketball Diaries.
Mm-hmm.
And he was huffing some paint or something, and I went and huffed WD-40. So that was my first high. So it wasn't weed, and it was WD-40, then weed, alcohol, which I didn't really like, but I loved opiates, and it makes sense. Like, alcoholism is hereditary for me as well. Like, it hits the same receptors in your brain. So it makes sense why I'd like it so much. But Lush, very good friend of mine, fellow artist, creative I've worked with. He's on No Jumper. Known him for a long time. He knew Ryan. We could have done something dope together, like, made a movie or.
How's he doing now? I heard not so good.
He's doing okay. He's not in AA. I think when you interviewed him, he had like 2 years or something in AA. He's drinking, he's skinnier and stuff, but he's like managing, you know what I'm saying? I'm completely like, it's completely unmanageable for me right now. And I'm aware of this and like need the structure, and I'm gonna go somewhere, get her off my back and, like just sleep for a little bit, a few days,
Sleep's always good for
the sleep. It's been insomnia, dude. Like, no sleep. I was at this detox in Compton after the first one, and they were like little half beds, like that like kids would play on, like not a gymnasium, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a bed. It's not your whole body. Your legs are like off of it, and there's no pillow, and like, it's a dorm, like some shit out of like 1984. You know what I mean? Like, it was wild, dude. And they had no water, and I'm like, except like the little cups to after you take your meds. It's like the 2-second pump sink in jail. Like, oh God, so uncomfortable. I got in a car accident 2 years ago. I had 4 tears in my spine. So I was trying to find a parking spot, like, moving around and like got a creak in my neck, dude.
How old are you now?
I'm 38.
38.
Yeah,
And
I just turned 38.
You've been living this lifestyle for most of your adult life?
15 years old. I was a sophomore at South Pasadena High School. I'd got expelled from Happy Valley, the sporting school, my freshman year. I went there on a soccer scholarship and got really into creative writing and songwriting, and I started making underground hip-hop music, and I go by the moniker Riggy Marz, Riggymarz. Created like, this, I have this subsidiary label under the Orchard, Angelino Records. There's some dope artists I've signed. I've created something really cool, and I can I can network with all the networks. Everyone I know and everything I have in life is like based on relationships that I've just, randomly met, you know what I mean? And it was like solid and honest and cool, and it's like that's how I've got like hooked up and shit. And it's like I want to keep building this music and act. I've always been an actor, like wanted to be an actor. My dad being in film growing up, he edited Uncommon Valor, with Gene Hackman. He edited Dirty Dancing. They didn't want me to be like a Macaulay Culkin type, and I turned out worse than him. But I've been working with this casting agency, and they're just like, oh my God, you light up the room. And I'm just like, oh shit, but I'll die from this if I keep going.
What do you think people don't understand about drug addiction?
When you've been doing it so long, and it's like, what effect you're going to feel from whatever substance it is, and you've been doing it so long, and you've just destroyed everything, got it back, destroyed everything, got it back. Like, that's the only thing that's been with you that entire time, and it's like had my back, because I don't want to feel what I'm feeling, and that's like my earliest memories, man.
What are you feeling?
I just so like life is just, it's so, I think all creatives are really emotional people, but I felt that as an early age. So when I first got high, it was like, oh my God, I can breathe, but I've taken it so far, and, it's, I know that I'll either be one of these crazy people at 50, like walking around talking to themselves, or die. And I've been Narcan back to life like so many times, in this run, a few times. And I've been honest about that, like with my family too. And that's fucking scary to tell them, What a day. I gotta fix up my Medi-Cal insurance and go to the office tomorrow and fix that, and then I can get into a treatment center. I think I'm gonna go to this one in Venice Beach. It's like right on the boardwalk. I think the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's a few of them out here.
Yeah, and it's it's cool view. But my experience, the only relief I've really had was through, and I'm not like trying to preach like 12-step programs, but it was the 12 steps in AA. It was just like magic. What the writing process and doing all that did for me, it just relieved me of a lot of shit. And I know that doing another inventory, making some more amends, and like helping other people suffering from this shit, and like getting out of self and stop, addiction is a selfish disease, like helping others is the solution. You get out of yourself and you feel better. Luckily, I have that experience. So I know like I have something to look forward to, really wanted to come on here for a long time. It's kind of cool, like the day before I, hopefully go to rehab, I come on Soft White.
Maybe that'll
Maybe again.
Make it different this time. Make it stick.
Yeah. I'm pretty all over the place right now. It's been a lot of stress. I got my wallet stolen, my entire wallet, dude. And this girl's been on this. I'm not gonna say her name, dude. And I know she took it, and it was like, she's like in a tent, like downtown, you know? And I'm like, yo, like all my cards are maxed out. Like I have no money. Like I need my driver's license. Like please, like just, I'm not even tripping. Like give it back. And she's like, nah, I didn't steal it. Just like, fuck, dude. It's been a really stressful week, man. Like, you know, I'm off my medication, so I just need to stabilize. But I'm glad, like, at least now at my age, I guess with my experience, like, I have that awareness too. You know, hopefully it sticks this time.
What's your biggest regret?
Not finishing school. You know, I was a sophomore, and like my parents put me in a intensive outpatient program for adolescents where we'd go 6 days a week after school, and like they drug test us, and you know, like jails, institutions, and death, you know, like you're an addict, like da 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 da. I'm like, bro, I smoke weed, like I'm a hippie, bro, like, you know. And I'm hanging out with older people. They're like graduated already, like, but still live at home kind of thing. They're like 19 and they're sober, so I'm gravitating towards them and like trying to comply with this program. And I was like, I'll just test out of high school, you know. And I took my GED or CHPSD or whatever it's called, and I've been out of school, and it's just been like a drug using, dealing career for like the last 20 years, you know. Thank God for music. Like that's been a lifesaver. That's something that's, you know, always been there for me too. And that's the most intimate relationship in my life is
Can you create music or whatever your art form is while you're using as effectively?
No.
You can't?
No. It worked a little bit when I was younger, and I'd perform. I'd be, you know, doing meth or like coke or like, you know, ecstasy, and I could do that shit. But, you know, now at my age, it's absolutely not. I have to be completely 100% sober to be effective, like in any relationships with people, like anything important, you know? So no. And that'll make me depressed because months, years will go by. I'm using and I'm not writing, I'm not recording, I'm not, you know, it sucks, dude.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Yeah, what I see with all the stories that I'm hearing is the drug use causes all kinds of shame, and the shame causes other problems that become almost heavier than the original problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, women lose their kids, so they've got 5 kids, and they're not around to parent them, and one of the kids died, and they're not there for the funeral, for anything. They're just like checked out, and it's
just like, dude, like my parents, like hair's got gray, you know, like years have gone by, and it's just like when you're on those opiates, man, it's just like, damn, I can't believe it's already, you know, whatever day it is today, you know, April.
Yeah.
My mom's very understanding. I'm lucky. I'm very grateful to have that relationship, man. I gotta call a bunch of places tomorrow, you know, so I'm like in limbo in between.
Yeah, but you seem, for somebody who's considering going to rehab or you know, if you get serious about it, you seem to have potential to do something in life.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just like, even if like they're not gonna.
Yeah.
I see plenty of those.
I mean, I'm like, you know, drugs, alcohol, and self-doubt destroy like any like thing that like you do, right? Like, I'm very aware of my potential, and like I'm very I can do everything in life, you know? Like, I can get all the way to the top, and I know that. Like, it just, God's shown that. Like, the people in my life, like, how random, you know, this shit is. It's just like, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entertainer, man. I'm a musician. That's what it is. And it's like, for people to really pay attention, like, this dude's very interesting. Like, wow, you know, like, you don't want the guy to die, you know? Like, so sobriety is the look, you know? Because people love a redemption story. And that's what I want, man. That's what I want. Like, my boy was gonna get me into like some nice private facility, and that's why I went to 2 detoxes, because I was like, oh shit, like I won't do a Medi-Cal program. So he got me like an insurance plan, and that like messed up the insurance while I was in there. They couldn't give me meds. They discharged me, so I have to like fix that, cancel the private, you know, and go in somewhere. But yeah, that's you can count on that. So I think we'll definitely need another interview, you know?
It'd be fun to see where you're at in
Yeah.
6 months or whatever it's going to be.
This one I think I'm gonna get into is a 2-month program. Cause by then, dude, like I'm back with my old sponsor too. Like I'm already reading the big book again, and we're in the process of the steps. I'm on step 1, essentially. And throughout that process, like, and being away from the substances and eating and being just away from it for even a few weeks, I'm a completely different person. It's like, you know, the rehab's not going to keep me sober. So like the process of the steps and everything is. So I'm hoping, you know, in 2 months I can like get through the 4th and 5th step.
What's
and,
been
you know,
your lowest point?
Man, honestly, like lately, because I just feel it, like, sorry. Everyone's like so pissed at me, dude. They think I'm just like leaving treatment and like getting loaded and fucking, you know? My son's a fucking teenager. And he's like, I OD'd on his birthday, man, when I went to visit him, you know? Like, when he turned 16, you know? That shit ain't cool. Like,
In front of him?
I don't think so. I think it was like really early in the morning. And his grandma like found me, but he woke up to the paramedics, you know? But I think I was already like Narcaned and back, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's fatal, man. It's fatal. That shit will kill you. Addiction will kill you, and it'll kill me if I keep doing it. And I'm scared, man. I'm really scared.
I just had 2 people that I knew fairly well that I've interviewed that died of ODs from fentanyl this week.
Like, I just want to hug my girl and fucking just like be the like guide, the like leading, like, you know, like force in my family, man. Like I'm that man, you know? Like I have that's supposed to be my job, man. Shit's crazy. Like I can't believe I'm alive. Like throughout jail, and you know the like just the dark side of that life, you know, like I've experienced it all. Like people have died in my arms, like, you know, like from fentanyl and like shootings, and like it's crazy, bro. Like it's crazy. I'm alive, dude. Like, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to be alive, man. And they see that too. They see I'm the worst, you know, and it scares them. And so of course they're gonna be mad. I'm like in my car right now and trying to figure it out. But I promise I'm going into a program, dude. Like, you know, I feel like I'm still going through benzo withdrawal. It's, you know, like I'm very shaky, obviously, you know, like Lyrica is uh, for nerve pain and fibromyalgia. So like I went to Mexico a few weeks ago and I was planning to like go to detox and all that. And I bought a bunch of it. And I've been taking that right now to just like not go and do that shit, you know? Like, and if I don't do that shit, like I love the opiates. Like if I don't do that shit, then I won't do like the other shit. Like I'm not like sober and I'm like, oh, like meth, like, and do some. And like, oh, fuck, I threw away my days. It's always opiates. And then it goes to everything else. Like if I can curb that, like, and you know, they want me to be on Suboxone and I don't know, like, you know, I believe it and then I don't with doctors and it's like, should I stay on it? You know, like, yeah, dude, like, this is a bottom for me, man. Like, feeling it all, and like, you know, like clearly I'm not a full narcissist. You know, I feel so bad. Like I've hurt others. You know, I want to make it right, dude, and you know, help others from this shit. Like, cause you know, that's what it's gotta be. Like,
What do you think the mental health issues are for you?
I don't know, serotonin syndrome or something, like some shit, like fucking some new like diagnosis. I don't even know, dude.
Well,
Like,
I mean, if you're using these drugs, everything is
yeah,
upside down anyway.
no dopamine, no serotonin. Like, I took so much ecstasy, dude, in my early 20s and my teenagers. Like, so much, bro. Like, acid, like sniffing it out of the dropper, and like, dude, so much damage to my brain. And so you know, when you use, your brain's like, yes, like more. It relieves all that, you know. It's hard, dude. It's so hard. It's just like this girl, this woman. She's like, I don't understand how like I wouldn't be like enough for you, you know. And I'm just like, dude, like, you know, you are, but of course I'm supposed to lose everything to get it, and like to build everything back, you know, like it really has to hit for you to for it to register, and you day by day take it. You have to do it day by day, like put those days together, like, and live a sober life, dude. That's the process. I know it works. You know, I have friends with decades of time in sobriety. And I just want to get back to feeling good, you know? And I haven't cried. Like, I don't cry. This feels so good, like, on camera right now, you know? Like, thank you, brother. Like,
yeah, I mean, just unloading all your dirt is really helpful.
yeah, it feels good, man. I've already been in you know, some interviews on YouTube, like, about my addiction and like on the news and stuff, and I tell stories like Ryan would on his channel and just put it all out there. So I had no problem coming here. Like, I had no idea like how it was gonna be, you know. But you're a wonderful, you know, interviewer and, you know, journalist, man.
You're just good at finding interesting people, I think.
Yeah, and it works. So it works organically. Like, that dude, you know, he's like, I like your Gucci shorts, dog, you know? Thanks, man. Like, hey, you know Mark? And I was like, yeah, I know of him. Like, and he's like, let me call him.
Yeah,
Called you on the spot, you know? I'm like, that's God, dude. I could have gone to like that building or that building, you know?
Corey's my dude.
Yeah, man.
It's time for a new chapter in your life, right?
Yeah.
You've been fucking around like this for how long now?
I'm 38. I just turned 38 since I was 15. Yeah. So I didn't die at 27. I'm like about to hit 40, dude. It's like, this is what it is, dude. Like,
but you have to believe you deserve it too. That's part of it.
Yeah.
But people have done it.
I've done a lot of bad shit to people, but it wasn't
it wasn't personal, man. Like I was feeding the monster inside, you know.
Yeah.
And I've felt bad after everything I've done, you know. Of course, dude. I'm grateful I didn't catch any like really serious cases, you know. God's got my back. Thank you. God's got my back. And it you know, my higher power or whatever, you know, I'm not religious, like that energy is protecting me right now, like till I get into a spot, you know what I mean? It's you know, my head will be like, yo, hit up so and so, stay there. He has like a comfortable guest room, but it's like I'm safer in my car right now, you know?
Well, you're clearly one of the lucky ones because
Yeah.
you've survived all these
Dude.
things.
And my brother's 6 years younger. He's an addict, bro. Like he's like, it's obsessive compulsive using like me, and he's just so like he's just so clumsy with it, you know. It's scary, and he's younger, and he just like we had pretty much the same sober date, and it was cool. We were like going to meetings together. It was the best I've ever seen him, you know? And then we both relapsed around the same time, and he's like really fucked up right now. And I hate to see that, and it's like maybe I'm gonna be the one to save him, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, like we passed the torch around, you know? And it's like, dude, I communicate, I talk with Ryan all the time, dude. It's like that like wasn't supposed to happen, you know? Just the coolest human, bro. Like so talented, dude. Like, and I am too, man. Like, you know, I gotta be honest with my art and put all this out there, like for people to see it, dude, and like speak on the shit, dude. Hopefully save a life, you know? Not bottle it up inside and you know, yeah, I don't want to hurt myself, and I don't want to hurt people anymore, man. And it's, you know, last week I lost my phone, like someone jacked my phone, and then my wallet the other day, just, you know, sucks, dude. Jail sucks, you know?
How much time you spent in jail?
I've never made it upstate. Like all my cases were like it was like sales of weed, sales of heroin, you know, that kind of stuff. But collectively, like I've done, you know, probably 3 years of my life total, like incarcerated. Like 10 months is the longest I've done, you know, in county, and you know, I definitely, when I was there, I was like, dude, I belong here, you know. And I'm very, very grateful. Like I didn't get pulled over another day. You know what I'm saying? Like I get to go to a treatment center and get better and not, you know, not go to prison. And I'm very, very lucky, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Let me ask you one last question. What would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in all of this?
Man. Like you have to love yourself and be healthy and be the best version of you, to be the, like, life's about relationships with people, you know? And you're being of I'm being of disservice. I'm a disservice right now to her, and to my child and my family, and you know, everybody by you know, not being sober. but when I'm sober, I'm so on top of shit, and like I'm honest with the step work. You know, I put everything out there. Just got it all out and like really meant it when I was like, I did this, this, and this. I'm so sorry. What can I do to make it right? You know? And then amends, that's an action thing. It's not just like, hey, I'm sorry for doing that again, you know? And it sucks, I'm gonna have to do it again. Like I just built some time and slipped, but like I got too in my head and wasn't really, I wasn't being honest with my sponsor about what was going on in my head, dude. And got loaded, man. I'm gonna go to a meeting tonight, you know, after this. And I look like shit. And I know everyone there at the one I'm going to, and you know, they're gonna be like, fuck, Steven, you look terrible. But, you know, I bounced back pretty fast. You know, and calling the insurance, like they'll be able to tell, you know, when I'm speaking to them that I'm serious about getting sober and I need the help, you know, and I'm not gonna be a negative thing, you know, there, you know.
What's nice about these situations is if you actually did get your shit together,
Yeah.
everyone close to you would forgive you.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see you do better.
Yeah, and I really want to get it before like my parents die, dude. I have to. I already know that's gonna be like I'll be so, I can't even imagine what that's like. You know, both parents are still alive. Like I gotta be sober and like right in my head to like take care of that situation. You know?
Is there addiction in your family?
Oh yeah, but it skipped like my mom and dad. You know.
Yeah, but it sometimes does that.
Yeah. But both grandparents died of cirrhosis at like very young age, you know, alcoholism. My sister, you know, kind of had an issue when she was younger, but she's better, you know. She's like 50 something, 60, I think now. And then it hit us hard, you know. I never felt right as a kid. Like, and I think my earliest memory, I was like maybe 4 years old. And I remember feeling just so like, ugh, everyone's staring at me and, you know, like just so uncomfortable in my skin, dude. And drugs took care of that, you know. And love takes care of that. And like, not being a scumbag and, doing things for other people that are like thoughtful and like that's what makes you feel good naturally, you know? And then you just build on that. I'm grateful I've gotten to experience that and I've built time before, you know? So I'm very I'm excited to see like how this process is gonna be, you know? And this has been like a therapy session, man. It's I know so many people personally that have come on this, you know. Mohawk Matt, that's my boy from the program. He just got like 6 years, I think, 6-7 years. Yeah, I want to come back on here. Not a RIP, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. I'll be here. Just let me know.
Cool.
All right, Stephen. Thank you so much. I wish you great luck. When I was designing the first Soft White Underbelly book, I realized that there were so many great portraits that weren't going to make it into that book. They just wouldn't fit. And once I saw how well that first book sold, I knew I'd have to design a second book. This second book is finally ready to ship. Like the first one, this book has a collection of some of the best portraits from Soft White Underbelly, accompanied by a quote from that person's interview. This book features another group of Rebecca portraits, as well as a collection of color images of the Whitaker family, and plenty of others. You can order yours for $125 or $150 for a signed copy at softwhiteunderbelly.org. Again, like the first book, once this book is sold out, I will not be printing more of them. The portraits are what Soft White Underbelly is all about, and these 2 books contain the best of all that work. Thank you for watching.